Chanakya, a pioneer in political science and classic economics in India, was also a great teacher and played an important role in the rise of Maurya Empire. Let us look at powerful Chanakya quotes which describe the reality of life. He who is overly attached to his family members, experiences fear and sorrow, for the root of all grief is attachment. Thus one should discard attachment to be happy. The biggest guru mantra is, never share your secrets with anybody. It will destroy you. One who can't determine his goals, cannot win. Test a servant while in the discharge of his duty, a relative in difficulty, a friend in adversity, and a wife in misfortune. Avoid him who talks sweetly before you but tries to ruin you behind your back, for he is like a pitcher full of poison with milk on top. A person should not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first and honest people are screwed first. Before you start some work, always ask yourselves 3 questions: why I'm doing it, what the results might be, and will I be successful? Only when you think deeply and find satisfactory answers to these questions, go ahead. Just as a mirror reflects a man's face, his personality is reflected in his choice of friends. A man is great by deeds, not by birth. God dwells not in the wooden, or stone or earthen idols. His abode is in our feeling, our thoughts. It is only through the feeling that we deem God existing in these idols. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. Knowledge is lost without putting it into practice. A man is lost due to ignorance, an army is lost without a commander, and a woman is lost without a husband. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. As soon as the fear approaches near, attack and destroy it. Wealth, a friend, a wife, and a kingdom may be regained, but this body when lost may never be acquired again. God is not present in idols. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. There is no present and future of the lazy. You can win over a greedy by offering money, a proud person by covering before him. You can win a foolish by agreeing with him, and you can win a scholar by truth only. A man is born alone and dies alone, and he experiences the good and bad consequences of his karma alone, and he goes alone to hell or the supreme abode. He who befriends a man whose conduct is vicious, whose vision impure, and who is notoriously crooked, is rapidly ruined. A person who cannot decide his goal, simply cannot win. The wealth earned by unjust means will perish for sure. A guru who shows his disciple the path of righteousness leaves a huge debt. It cannot be paid back, as none of the physical objects is so precious. A man who has mercy and compassion for all creatures is religious for sure. He does not require any religious symbol or sign to prove his religiousness. Whoever helps you at the time of illness, misfortune, famines, and invasion is your true brother in the real sense. Money comes and goes, so is the youth. Life goes and goes the soul, nothing lasts forever. The only thing that stays firm is your faith. Sinfully acquired wealth may remain for 10 years, in the 11th year it disappears with even the original stock. Books are as useful to a stupid person as a mirror is useful to a blind person. Once a man's ambition is kindled, nothing can stop him. For a businessman, no country can be too far. For a wise man, there is no such thing as a foreign land. He is at home wherever he goes. Don't judge the future of a person based on his present conditions, because time has the power to change black coal to shiny diamond. A good wife is one who serves her husband in the morning like a mother does, loves him in the day like a sister does, and pleases him like a prostitute in the night. He who lives in our mind is near though he may actually be far away, but he who is not in our heart is far though he may really be nearby. You can guess the origin of a person through his behavior, his native place via his tone, and his food intake by looking at the size of his belly. There is no disease so destructive as lust. It is imprudent to advise a fool, care for a woman with bad character, and to be in the company of a lethargic and unhappy person. Treat your kid like a darling for the first 5 years. For the next 5 years, scold them. By the time they turn 16, Treat them like a friend. Your grown-up children are your best friends. As a single withered tree, if set aflame, causes a whole forest to burn, so does a rascal son destroy a whole family. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the directions of the wind. But the goodness of a person spreads in all direction. Drop the idea that attachment and love are one thing. They are enemies. It is attachment that destroys all love. We should not fret for what is past, nor should we be anxious about the future. Men of discernment deal only with the present moment. Never reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsel keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. One whose knowledge is confined to books and whose wealth is in the possession of others can use neither knowledge nor wealth when the need for them arises. Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourselves. There is some self-interest behind every friendship. There is no friendship without self-interests. This is a bitter truth. Accumulated wealth is saved by spending, just as incoming fresh water is saved by letting out stagnant water. Till the enemy's weakness is known, he should be kept on friendly terms. Never settle for anything less than what you deserve. It's not pride, it's self-respect. We have to make people soft who are hard, to attract those who are far. If they do bad for us, then even considering our aim, we should always love them. He who is prepared for the future and he who deals cleverly with any situation that may arise are both happy, but the fatalistic man who wholly depends on luck is ruined. A learned man is honored by the people. A learned man commands respect everywhere for his learning. Indeed, learning is honored everywhere. If you were to choose between an evil person and a snake to keep company with, opt for the snake. Because the snake will bite you only in self-defense, but the evil person will put a bite for any reason and any time or always. There are only two ways of dealing with the evil persons or thorns. Crush them under your boot or stay far away from them. Too much beauty got Sita kidnapped, too much ego got Ravana killed, and too much charity got Rajabali in deep trouble. So too much of anything is bad. One should refrain from too much.